Evening all. It's a slightly later start in terms of the commentary than usual, but an earlier start in terms of the actual race weekend. Welcome along to Next Gen by JL. It is yet another Friday night, and it is the Belgian Grand Prix. 4 races to go. The championship wide open, and we're hopefully going to have a less controversial end and hopefully a fantastic weekend to kickstart a bank holiday weekend in the UK, actually. Tim, I'm not sure if you've got that, but a very good evening to yourself, Tim. How are you?
Quite well. How about you?
Pretty good. I'm slightly late tonight. I've had my own individual problems, but I did make it in time. Before we get anything going, though, let's just give a quick recap of what happened last week at the Netherlands. The race was, interestingly, cancelled after 20, with something after the 30 lap mark, due to just really goofy problems. I think it's fair to say. Qualifying started in Belgium, but Alexander Delnik did win last week.
No, he
Sorry,
didn't.
that's the qualifying result. No, that's the qualifying results. There's the race results. There, yeah. He didn't win. That would be quite embarrassing. But Nikon did win last week for RUF T-Mobile, with Jaska finishing in second in the Ducati after 35 minutes. A pretty extraordinary race, and hopefully tonight we're going to see a little bit less drama and a little bit less controversy, but hopefully some good racing action. Here's the championship standings then after the 5th round of 9. Jasko leads by 7 points from Oscar, who's in second. Bottas, after 2 successive DNFs, is on 51 points and fading. Nikon is up to 4th. He's on 49 points. The rest of the top 10 occupied by Marcus, Marcel, Bath Destroyer, Artem, Litwa, and Zomzed. In the constructors standings, Europol lead by 4 points from Chevrolet. Ducati have made up a lot of ground. They are just 21 points behind Europol in 3rd position. RUF T-Mobile are holding on to 4th position. They jumped 2 spots last weekend. PHM, AFI Avian, above Yasheed, Ultratech Toms, and Yusk Fiat round out the field. Skyscap is going to be the first driver who's presumably going to set a qualifying lap. It's Belgium, it's Friday night, it's Next Gen by JL. Is there anything better, Tim?
Probably not.
It's contractually obliged to say that.
Yeah.
Now we have 14 drivers in the lobby tonight, and Skyscap is obviously looking to get back to winning ways after a few very poor races, after a very good start to the season. For one of the drivers that has certainly been a mainstay in this league, one of the quickest in the league as well. Nikon has disconnected. Only a few drivers, just 4 drivers out on the track. As it stands, we've got 16 minutes left, but Tim, it's the longest track on the Formula 1 calendar. It's an absolute icon of the Formula 1 calendar. What is this track like?
Probably one of my favorite tracks. Last year, September, I was there for the European Le Mans Series, and I made a decision I regret afterwards. I was like, it can't be that much to walk around the track. Why you regret that?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big lack of hindsight. Anyway, Skyscap ready to start the 7.004 kilometer lap around the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. Down in towards turn 1 comes the man in the Chevrolet car, taking it in second gear, 90 kilometers an hour and rising. Small kick of oversteer as he comes down towards Eau Rouge and then Radion. Ben Buxton isn't here tonight, so we won't have a that's Radion actually moment. Up for Eau Rouge and then Radion and then up down the Kemmel straight. Nikon is back and then Nikon is left again. DRS activated for Skyscap as he comes up towards the first sector split, hunting down the front straight at 339 kilometers an hour, 30.213 in that first sector. Lovely run through the chicane as he goes in 5th gear through that right hander there, down the small straight and then into the undulating downwards hairpin. Of course, Spa ready to go through some major modifications, of course, for the F124 game. This track will look a lot different come a few weeks' time. Down towards Pouhon comes Skyscap, 3rd in the championship, looking to get back to dominance after having a fantastic start to the season. A little bit wide of Pouhon, probably won't affect him all that much down into the right-left chicane. 5th gear through the first part. In the second, he remains in 5th gear, 210 kilometers an hour, and then down into the final corner before the second sector split. It's a long lap, but he has set a 1 minute 13.432 in that intermediate split. Down the long back straight. Of course, in a few corners' time, Verstappen got past Nasser at Blanchimont in 2015. Bottas, of course, taking it flat out, losing a little bit of speed. Nikon still connection issues, but into the bus stop chicane comes Skyscap. has gone through a lot of modifications since its introduction, and up to the line comes Skyscap. He comes up to the start-finish straight, and that's a 1 minute 41.858, qualifying well underway. Cludden next up to the line, he is going to set a 1 minute 42.336, and our next driver to come up to the line will be Super Sepida. And Tim, take us through his lap.
Well,
Whenever he gets to the line, of course.
let me check. I think it next up will be Marcel, actually, if we correctly. Yeah, it is Marcel. Marcel. No. Heading there towards the end of sector 2. No purple there.
Well, of course, Spa has been a staple of motorsport ever since 1921. The circuit was opened then. First event, 1925 Belgian Grand Prix, won by Antonio Ascari, not Alberto Ascari, in an Alfa Romeo. It's held 56 Formula 1 races. Marcel goes to the top of the timesheets, 1 minute 41.827. It's held 40 races in the 500cc championship, but the last race they're held in 1990 in MotoGP. Haven't been back there since for obvious reasons. It's held a couple of new series in the last couple of years, the Alpine Elf European Cup in 2023, the F4 Series last year, and the TCR World Tour also last year. So Spa opening its doors to more and more motorsports, which of course is wonderful to see. Of course, Ascari won that first race back in 1925, and there have been some storied winners of this Grand Prix over the years. Fangio has won it a couple of times, so has Nino Farina, Ascari, Pedro Rodriguez, Bruce McLaren, Michael Schumacher. Of course, Didier Pironi won this race as well. A storied track of a lot of history, and it's going to be, hopefully, yet another fantastic race, and hopefully even more history will be etched into this great track's next-gen by JL history. Tim, looking at the championship, it's obviously a very tight battle between Jasko and Oscar and Bottas, but do you think Bottas has to get back to winning ways tonight?
I think he can, has to, yeah, I mean, and I probably know he can. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he does so.
Well, it's an absolutely abysmal lap, I think it's fair to say, from Super Sepida. Track lap record in race trim anyway. Valtteri Bottas with a 1 minute 46.286 2018 Belgian Grand Prix. Raikkonen went about a second quicker than the old Grand Prix circuit from 2004 to 2006, 1 minute 45.108. Michael Schumacher set the lap record in the 95 to 2003 layout. Damon Hill on the 1994 Fidgety Chicane layout, and of course the 1981 to 1983 layout. Alain Prost in 93, last 20 pole positions. Michael Schumacher, Jan Shirley, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Fisichella, Webber, and Vettel all occupying that list as well. Qualifying, of course, so important around this track. If you do get it right around here, you get it right indeed. Next driver up to the line will be Oscars. That's a 1 minute 41.932 in the Europol car. But the two Chevrolets at the front of the field separated by less than 35 thousandths of a second. As qualifying is well and truly heating up. Makan will be next to head up towards the line. Tim, take us through his lap.
Well, he's taking a slow approach there in the first corner there, but going then, of course, when the first corner is chicane. Then he goes through Stavelo, get himself ready and lined up for Arouche and Radion. As there he goes, and then he flies over Arouche through Radion. There onto the Camel Straight. Of course, it's quite important to have a good exit at Radion, because it will affect a lot there on the Camel Straight. I don't know any of the other corners, to be honest, other than one more, but
I'm assuming that's either Poulon or Blanchimont.
Poulon, I recognize Poulon, the rest I keep forgetting.
Okay, fair enough.
What's funny is that Poulon, well, Poulon is known as Poulon here, was he goes through it now, but it's for some other counts it's two different separate corners, and others count it as one corner. So that's quite interesting to see. run this track. As he's about to complete this middle sector and he invalidates his lap.
I think that's a very, very big schoolboy mistake there. There's no reason to push the car out so wide on such, I suppose, a very open road sort of corner. He doesn't have to take that much of road on the track, and Macron has obviously paid the price for it. A few drivers hurtling up towards the line. It's Ryan F1, a new driver in this series. He's got a Bonjour Quebec sticker on his halo, and he is ready to start his lap. Activates the DRS on the front straight. 4th, 5th, 6th, and then into 7th.
Little about to complete his lap here. Is where puts it? He puts it in B5.
Yeah, it's Ryan F1 coming up down towards
on the mediums.
Rouge and then Radion. Yeah, that's an interesting strategy choice. He thinks he's racing before 2021 and he thinks he's going to go out in Q1. Ryan coming down the back straight activates the DRS 8th gear, 330 kilometers an hour and gaining speed rapidly. At the first sector split, he sets a 0.029. It's allegedly a purple first sector from the game, but as we all know, you can't really trust EA and Codemasters. F124 getting increasingly close, and I can't wait to drive around the remodeled Spa really, because it looks very good from the deep dive that we saw on Monday. And of course there's another deep dive detailing all the new track and driver updates. I believe it's on next Monday as well, so we'll all be able to watch that and gawk and marvel about what EA and Co-Masters are allegedly doing. It's probably not much, but it is a step in the right direction. Ryan hurtling the car, flinging it from right to left and then from right to again in towards the middle sector split. He comes at a 1 minute 14.109. Obviously on the medium compound tyre he has set himself up for failure here, but we'll get a little bit of tow from the car that's in front of him. Obviously that car taking a very, very aggressive line.
Yeah, I'm quite curious to see what he can do on the mediums, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. It's a strange strategy choice, that's for sure, setting himself up for a lower spot on the grid, but maybe he will surprise us. Into the bus stop he comes, fixes the car from right to left. Will activate the DRS in 30 meters time. There he goes, opens the rear slot on the rear wing and will go into 6th position on the mediums. Goodness knows what he'll be able to do on the softs. That's incredible.
Well, I don't know. He's just... that's just insane. I mean, even if he wouldn't set another lap, he'd still just be able to challenge for the win, probably. Seeing this lap time on the softs. And
the good thing is, the good thing is, Tim, he can't even be accused for cheating as well, because he's on PlayStation. Charlie coming up towards the line into the right and then the left of the bus stop in the Union Jack car. Up to the line comes Charlie on the soft compound tyre. Goes into 9th, 1 minute 43.388. Two drivers yet to set lap times.
Ryan has crashed out, it seems.
Womp womp.
Oh yeah, he crashed out at the end of the camel straight.
I'm not sure whether that was a suicidal move or whether he just decided to call it quits. But well, he's out.
He's out.
And he's doing he's not doing a last first, but he is trying to show to the world that he can qualify 6th in the mediums. He's probably going to fall down the field because Jasko in the Ducati is on an absolute flyer off a lap. The man that's leading the World Championship has had some poor luck in recent races. Small kick of oversteer as he comes out off the first part of the chicane there. Has had some poor luck in recent races, but his consistency has been able to help him in this championship fight. 1 minute 13.344 in the middle sector split, up down towards the longest back straight off the track. It's a beautiful run through the Ardennes forest here. 7 kilometers of pure racing goodness. It's a racing gods. It's probably one of the great racing tracks. It is one of the great racing tracks. As he comes down into the bus stop. Lovely line for the first half. 3rd gear, 4-2 as well. Up to the line comes Jasko Kirill, our championship leader. Up to the line, and it's provisional pole position by 0.4 of a second. Beat that.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite convincing.
Well, we all know Marceau won't be beating that, yes, because he's invalidated his lap. Beat it by Michael Jackson. What a song. Tim, would you be a big Michael Jackson fan?
Not a big, but still a bit. I mean, he makes good music, that's for sure. Well, he made good music.
These are the sort of riveting conversations that happen in the next gen commentary box.
Yeah,
especially behind the scenes.
Avoid them.
You wouldn't hear this when we're muted, but last week we had a very intricate discussion about the goings on of NASCAR, which is always fun.
Yeah,
It's Casey Kane Friday, boys. Super supplied up to the line, goes into 11th. Only improves by 1 position. Nikon is struggling heavily with connection issues. Makan has invalidated 2 of his laps. 3 minutes left in the session. Yasko has done everything he possibly can. He's 4/10 clear at the top of the field, for Christ's sake. He has been absolutely impeccable so far this season. And it looks like another championship is heading his way. There'll be 3 to go after this one. 3 rounds left in season number 4. Season numero 4 of this league.
Oh, that goes Super Stupida flying.
I'm not sure how he's done that, but...
He was looking up the wall there. He just flew there across the grass in the turn after the camel straight.
That's an interesting tactic. I haven't seen that one used before. I'm not sure it's very effective, but he seems to think it'll work, and well, it has backfired on Marcel in that lap. Marcel has been pretty bog standard this season. Needs to obviously get the performances in for Chevrolet to go on and win the Constructors title. Of course, Europol leading that at the moment. Oscar in 4th, Lit in 6th, Oscar coming out onto the track now. No movement in the second Chevrolet garage for Skyscat. Marcel is on his outlap. Yasko probably won't go again. Cludden's in the pits, Lit was in the pits, but Tokchane is on a flying lap that has been invalidated.
And Razout is on a flying lap that isn't invalidated. Although he's not up too much, he was up 3/10 when I tuned in, I think.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
It's not,
let's see
that's
if he can
not enough,
improve.
but let's see. He can improve, but not a position.
Well, that's very unfortunate for Razout.
I mean, half a second, but...
It shows the pace of the field. Skyscap now out on an outlap. Marcel is certainly taking his precious time around. He's not deciding to warm his tyres whatsoever. Cludden's left the session now. His AI's out on track now, so that's a little bit of a predicament. He's stopped. His AI's literally stopped in the middle.
Who's AI?
Cludden's.
Is Cludden AI then?
He left the session.
Oh, well, why?
And cars taking evasive action, not sure if they'll be able to go through each other. Yasko is going again, my mistake, so he thinks he can improve, which is very interesting. Cludden's now been disqualified, so Cludden was 5th, now will start at the back of the grid due to something completely out of his control. I love this game.
Oh, it doesn't.
This is like therapy every week, isn't it?
It's more like making the therapist happy. By having to pay them after what? Yeah, that my life in a nutshell.
Yeah, I haven't supported anyone since 2020. I love my life.
I'm a Ferrari fan and a Manchester United fan. Life couldn't be worse.
I'm a Liverpool fan and life is getting tough at the moment, but I hold on. There's still a very slim chance we win the title, but I'm clinging on to all the last few desperate shreds of hope. Marcel has got some last few desperate shreds of hope as well. He needs to improve by 4/10 of a second to have any chance of getting on pole position, and this would certainly be his lap of the gods if he was able to pull this off. We have less than a minute to go in this qualifying session. Marcel down in towards turn 1, 3rd gear, 4th, 5th, rising into 6th, and then into 7th before one last almighty push into 8th gear, 310 kilometers an hour. Small lift in terms of the speed coming up through the front straight. Activates the DRS qualifying now over. Yasko has not made it to the line, which means that he will not be able to go again. Marcel, the first sector split, 0.04 of a second clear. Skyscap coming up to that first sector split as well. Will it be an improvement for the Chevrolet man who's 3rd in the championship? Skyscap, 95,000ths of a second up. Oscar is coming through the middle sector now. Nikon has joined and left again. So it looks like Nikon's participation in this race has been hindered by connection problems. Oscar at that middle sector split, using all the road, 5.5 up. And what a lap this is from the man who's 2nd place in the championship. And Yasko might be quaking in his metaphorical boots. Up towards Blanchimont, he comes in that Europol car. Lit will also on a flying run. And he's 78,000ths of a second up. But this will be an absolutely incredible lap. We were talking about Marcel's lap of the gods. Oscar might be about to blow that out of the water. Into the bus stop he comes from right to left. Activates the DRS. Will it be provisional pole position? The answer is yes! And oh my word, what a lap. Marcel's backed out. Guys got my... Yes, Skyscrape's set a purple middle sector and will get the toe from his teammate as well. And look how helpful that is. Marcel will pull out of the way, and Skyscape now has the ultimate chance to grab pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's Oscar from Yasko from Marcel from Skyscape, and Skyscape might just be about to blow that time out of the water. Small drift into the bus stop chicane, but it might well be enough. Will it be pole position for Skyscape? No, it won't. But look how close that front three are. Less than 1/10 of a second separating
Forge
them.
Flame's still
And you
going
may
there.
feel that... But you may feel that Skyscape's mistake at the bus stop did hinder him there. Forge Flames completely cut the last chicane. And we're going to the pits. But after an 18 minutes, went very, very quickly, I have to say, Tim. Oscar on pole position. Yasko not reaching the line hindered him. He's in second. Skyscape in third. The Chevrolet's third and fourth in the front row. But Oscar needed this pole position. He has reached Elysium with that lap of the gods. And he is on pole position at Spa-Francorchamps. The race is next. Hell of a qualifying, Tim.
Yeah, quite exciting qualifying. That's for sure.
You don't normally get them like that anyway. Well, that was certainly dramatic, and that was certainly quite a lot of fun. Oscar qualifies on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix by 71 thousandths off a second from Yasko in second in the Ducati. The Chevrolets occupy row 2 in third and fourth. Skyscape followed by Marcel. Litwa is in fifth with its Ryan F1 and the medium compound tyre, a second behind in sixth. Tokchane, Forge Flames, Charlie, Super Spider, and Raza round out the grid that have actually set times. Nikon was 12th. He had connection issues. Makan couldn't set a lap time due to track limits. And Cludden was disqualified due to the AI doing something very stupid indeed. The Belgian Grand Prix is next.
Yeah, as we'll be back in a bit, as due to the multiple technical issues, there will be a new lobby created, so we'll be right back. We'll be right back with you.
Do 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 do. ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to run. It is time for the Belgian Grand Prix, and after small issues due to people's connection, we are finally ready to go racing. 22 laps of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit to come. We're in a race against time. For sprint qualifying with Formula 1, it doesn't look like we're going to win that race. However, it doesn't matter because this is going to be 20 times more exciting than whatever the Miami International Circuit can cough up for us all tonight. Mr. Storm and Tim in the commentary box. It's going to be a fun one, isn't it, Tim?
Yeah, for sure. It's a high-speed track. I think the drivers will be spread out rather quickly, but it doesn't mean we'll not get loads of action on the track.
Well, there are just 4 races left in the championship. It is round number 6 of 9. Here are your championship standings coming into this one. Jasko leads it by 7 points, but Oscar is on pole position with his championship rival on the front row with him. Second, first, and 5th for the man who's second in the championship at the moment. Os has had a fantastic start to the season. 2nd and 1st in Qatar and Japan, 7th in Austria before 2 double DNFs made him relegated down to 3rd. Nikon is in 4th on 49 points, 2 behind Skyscap after winning last time out in the Netherlands. Marcus, Marcel, Bath Destroyer, Artem, Litwa, and Zomzed round out the top 10. Everyone down from 11th to 20th, that's Tisley, Kajuba, Razak, Club, and Super Subaya, Domi, Nibbles Biscuit, Alexander Delnik, Tokchne, and Oxagrav have all scored points. And the formation lap is ready to get underway. Before we go to what the tyres the grid have set, though, we're going to take a very brief look at the constructor standings. Europol leaded by 4 points from Chevrolet in 2nd, Ducati 3rd, 21 points behind Europol. RUF T-Mobile are up 2 slots to 4th. PHM are in 5th, remaining there. AFI Evian dropped down to a Barfer in 7th, Yazheat 8th. Ultratech Thomas and Yusk Fiat round out the field. Let's see what tyres the grid have decided to start on for this race. And it's a very, very varied strategy choice. A few drivers going for the softs, but Oscar will start on the medium compound tyre. Jasko in 2nd in the Ducati on the hard. Skyscap also opting for the hardball wide compound tyre. His teammate Marcel on the mediums. First soft compound runner is Cludden. Litwa is in 6th on the mediums. Ryan, Tokchne, and Forge Flames all on the softs. Charlie is the 3rd driver on the hards. Super Subida on the softs. Raz on the mediums. Nikon on the softs. And Makan on the mediums. 22 laps of the 7-kilometre Ardennes Forest Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Nothing like it, Tim.
That is certain. By the way, random question maybe, but do you know what city or town the circuit officially is part of?
I don't know, enlighten me.
It's Stavolo.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the only part that is in Stavolo are the pits and the Stavolo corner.
Yeah.
That's literally the only part that's actually in the town, but that's why the whole circuit is Stavolo.
That's how big the place is. That's how big the track actually is.
Yeah.
Of course, the old layout was even longer, which is not very hard to think about, considering what Formula 1 tracks are going for in the 50s and 60s, but still.
I think the old layout went through 5 different towns. And now,
yeah.
And now it's officially part of 3 different towns, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Mm.
So it's been slightly reduced.
To be honest, Tim, there's nothing like playing Project Cars 2 in virtual reality in the 68 Lotus, and just going through that old layout.
For sure.
And in real life, if you crashed, you probably died, except if you're Jackie Stewart.
Yeah, but he was like, nah, don't die.
Nah.
You legally can't die without consent.
For real, yeah.
Why did Oscar almost went into the pit lane?
He's built different. He's built different.
He was like, should I start from pit lane?
I sound like Kevin Harvick with all of his Gen Z references in the NASCAR Fox commentary box. What sort of a line is Oscar taking? God knows. But the grid is forming up and we are ready to go racing here at Spa-Francorchamps.
What's this horrible angle again?
4 rounds left in the championship. And we are ready to go to 5 red lights, 22 laps of the Ardennes Forest here in Spa to come. And the green flag is ready to be waved at the back. Last driver into position. And the green flag's waved to the back. We go to 1, we go to 2, we go to 3, and we go to 4. And 5 red lights for the Belgian Grand Prix. Wait for us. And the Belgian Grand Prix is underway. Brilliant start by Jasko, but Oscar covers him off immediately at the start. Jasko's best bet would be to hang around the outside into turn 1, but Oscar will hold on. Skyscap dives down the inside. Small kick of oversteer as Jasko gets back into second position, but the drag race will only begin as we come down towards the Camel Straight, and Oscar's lead is under a serious bit of threat. Jasko slipstreaming Oscar, Skyscap slipstreaming both of them. Marcel way behind in 4th position, but we might be going 3 wide down the front straight from Oscar, from Jasko, and then from Skyscap. Down in towards the chicane they come. Oscar holds on. Jasko in second. Skyscap dives up the inside his championship rival. Can't get the move done. Skyscap knows it's all or nothing here tonight. Goes around the outside in towards turn number 6, but can't make the move. But Oscar has got the perfect start that he required. He's in the net lead of the championship tied on points of Jasko as it stands. Skyscap 3rd. Marcel 4th.
And Toxine, who went off a bit, as he's quite a bit behind now. He went off the track earlier.
Oh, and it's Ryan making a audacious move around the outside area. Charlie going into Puon. Charlie had to back out on making a move on Nikon. He's had an absolutely fantastic start. Position changes in the early laps of this race. Nikon up 5, and of course he had his various different connection issues during the qualifying session. And what a move there from Makan, who dives right up the inside of Charlie as they come up towards the second sector. Spin, big crash! Charlie and Razout and Super Subide all come together. And we have our first incident here at Spa, which has resulted in all 3 of those drivers picking up damage.
Wait, no, that's horrible for them. Not something you would want to see. And it looks like the 2 of the 2 teammates, both Ultratech drivers, got involved there.
Which obviously isn't very nice indeed. Oscar leads by 6.5 tenths. Charlie will pit along with Super Spider actually stays out, interesting enough. Tokshine pits, he's got a puncture. Razout pits as well. But Jasko is gaining, and as they come down towards the Camel Straight, Oscar's lead might be in serious jeopardy. Not the game show, but the word jeopardy, as Oscar trundles him down the straight. Will hold on for another few corners at least. Jasko hunting down his prey. The 2 main championship rivals, with Skyscap in 3rd occupying the top 3 positions. Super Subide out of the race. We have a safety car, and I'm not sure what's happened there, but he might have crashed coming out of Radion and on the Camel Straight. I'm not sure how that's happened, but we do have a safety car here in Belgium.
Yeah, I think he might just, you know, you've got that small kink before you head onto the Camel Straight, and I think he might have lost it there, seeing the positioning of the car where it was. Probably.
A big rookie error if he did manage to do that, though. Small honourable mention for Forge Flames, who has gone up 5 positions at the start of this race. Big result for him in his first Next Gen by JL race. Oscar leads 8 tenths in front of Jasko in 2nd, who will obviously close up the gap due to deltas. Fluctuating. Skyscap in 3rd. Said it was all or nothing for him in the first lap. Realistically, he needs a win and hope that Jasko has a poor one this time out. What will the main drivers do? Will they peel into the pits? What will Chevrolet do when it comes to Marcel and Skyscap potentially double stacking? All the strategy elements and risks to be played out within the next couple of seconds here. Or will the drivers just stay out altogether? Maybe that's going to be what they're going to do. We'll see what Oscar does now into the bus stop chicane. Oscar will stay out, but Jasko will pit. And Skyscap stays out. So Jasko's taking a gamble. And it's a pretty big one of that, seeing as he did start on the hard compound tyre. And Ducati are now off to work. Jasko will go on to the medium compound tyre. So that's an interesting strategy choice. He's banking on another safety car, the number 69, in the leading Ducati. Down to 8 as Forge Flames and Ryan pit alongside him. Ryan going onto the softs, Forge Flames onto the hards.
An interesting strategy for some drivers.
Indeed, yeah, if you're just joining us, welcome along to the Belgian Grand Prix. Round 6 of 9 in this the Next Gen by JL season. Oscar with a crucial lead. Skyscap in a crucial 2nd with his teammate Marcel trailing him behind in 3rd. Lit with 4th in the 2nd Europol. Cludden is in 5th. He's staying at the moment where he qualified. Nikon, his teammate, in 6th. What a fight back it's been for him. He might be a little bit of an underdog to win this race. Makan in 7th. Jasko, Ryan and Forge Flames rounding out the top 10. Charlie, Tokshine and Razout at the back. Super Spider only DNF. He calls the first safety car off this race. He's now left the session. He's done. He's out. And we'll hopefully see him next week with 3 rounds to go. Tim, dramatic start. What have you made of it?
Quite interesting to see, of course. Especially Jasko, who's of course pitting there. That's a pretty risky. Yeah, it's quite a big risk he's taken, especially he started on the hards, of course. All 3 cars who pitted, by the way, all choose a different compound. Jasko for the mediums, Ryan for the softs, and Forge Flames for the hards.
Well, I really don't know what Ryan's trying to accomplish. Maybe he thinks there's going to be a safety car in at least 6 or 7 laps, which will allow him to push the softs to the best ability he can without them going off a cliff. Obviously, Virtual Burn Mylander will not pit this lap in the Aston Martin safety car. I'll have to wait until Charlie Tokshnay and Razak reach the back of the field. They have had pretty poor starts to this Grand Prix, but thankfully have been saved by the metaphorical bell, or in this case, the safety car, the virtual safety car. Not the virtual safety car, but the virtual Formula 1 game safety car, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's quite complicated.
It's that's very confusing.
Yeah, that's certain.
The safety car leads us around for yet another lap as we start lap numero 4 out of 22.
As
Ryan pits again.
Ryan pits again. He's regretting his strategy.
Maybe that's I don't think that was a deliberate choice to go into the soft. I think he has made a big mistake there. But also Charlie pits as well.
Yes, that's
so
Ryan on the medium.
I'm not sure what sort of a strategy that is. But Charlie goes onto the hards, Ryan goes onto the mediums.
That makes no
They
sense.
can't delay the safety car coming in. They can't delay the safety car coming in because it's so far to the back of the field. And they're only about roughly 10 seconds behind Razak, who's in 11th. But I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish there.
No, I'm not sure either. Charlie, he pitted of course before the safety car came out. He just came out of the pits when the safety car came out. So, I see why he would pit again for another strategy, but Ryan, he pitted under the safety car and now pits again for another strategy. In the meantime, Ryan has catched up.
Imagine if we raced around Talladega. That would be a lot of fun. But no cars would finish the race.
Yeah. I was driving NASCAR Heat 5 around Talladega earlier today.
POV Michael McDowell making an audacious block on the last lap of the Geico 500. I've no idea what he was thinking there, but yeah.
I don't know either.
For any of the people who weren't in the race commentary chat, specifically on Discord when you couldn't hear us on YouTube, we had an interesting conversation about NASCAR last week, and this week's interesting conversation was I'm apparently the reincarnation of Michael Jackson, but we won't elaborate on that. You'll have to guess the context because the safety car is coming in this lap, and we are ready to go racing once again here at Spa-Francorchamps. That is a very inventive DHL electric advertising board on the side of the track that nobody sees because you're hurtling there at around 280 kilometers an hour. Cludden's now left the session, so his connection issues continue this evening, and he will be falling down through the field. But look how close Skyscap is to the back of Oscar. Of course, two drivers that truly know each other as Sada goes and then stops. They know each other well, these two. Do they know each other's styles of racing? You'd like to think they do. Oscar taking a very wide line and puts his foot flat to the floor. We are back underway. Skyscap has given Marcel a penalty, apparently, for a severe collision with him. I'm not sure what happened there, but we are back to racing here at Spa. Skyscap right behind Oscar. Big kick of oversteer, though, for Skyscap coming out of the first corner. And that will allow Oscar to maybe just get a little bit more ahead than he might have imagined. Clutton has rejoined. He's down to 7th now. But Marcel is only 7/10 behind his teammate after getting a penalty. Skyscap now closing in a straight line, using overtake for a small amount at the straight. Oscar with 68% battery left. Skyscap with 71% battery left. Into the chicane they come. Oscar still leads this race. Skyscap in second, Marcel third, Litwa 4th. The front three have absolutely legged it on this restart. Litwa over a second and a bit behind Marcel. Yasko and Nikon 5th and 6th. Forge Flames going past Cludden. Cludden dives down the inside in towards turn 8. Can't get the move done. Forge Flames holds on the hard compound tyre. But after a dramatic restart, Oscar leads Skyscap in 2nd, Marcel 3rd with a penalty.
And Ryan flies past Tokchine for now, it seems. With Tokchine not giving up that easily. But he has to back up halfway through on there. Ryan up to
Yasko making a brilliant
P11.
move on Litwa there. Yasko's had an absolutely sensational restart as well. He was down in 8th, took the gamble to pit, and obviously will be banking on another safety car, hoping that the front drivers will be able to take a free pit stop and he'll be able to lead the race. But it depends on how strategy will go in this
his
Grand
tires
Prix.
aren't that much newer either, so
No, definitely not.
it's quite. Oh,
We
in the
could see a
meantime,
safety
Ryan has
car very
catched up to
soon.
Razut's back now.
And he's getting very close indeed. Has a small look towards the inside into the bus stop chicane. Won't make the move as Nikon has had a big moment. Oscar sets the fastest lap. Now Yasko sets the fastest lap. The top 4 separated by roughly a second and a half.
Nikon all the way
Skyscap
down in
will tow-
P12 and now about to lose another
He
position.
is, yeah. Look how quickly Skyscap's gaining on Oscar though as they come up towards Eau Rouge and then onto Radion and then onto the Long Kemmel Straight. Skyscap gaining and will be forced to go the long way around the outside, but will drag past Oscar before they get to the chicane. Oscar using overtake, gets back in front. Skyscap is forced to use a bit of battery. Will go the long way around the outside, runs very wide, and Marcel will just hold back, not wanting to go past his teammate, allowing Yasko to close up the yellow flag.
Marcus.
Charlie's got a penalty.
And
Yeah,
Marcus.
Marcus is around, yeah.
Yeah, it's Marcus around there. In the meantime,
Look how close
Marcel,
Marcel is
yeah.
to Skyscap.
Marcel, of course, with the penalty there.
So that will obviously mean a lot to his race. Yasko will obviously want to get past the,
In the
the
meantime,
3 of them
Ryan is
as quickly as he
flying.
possibly can. He is, yeah. And we saw his pace on the mediums in qualifying. Imagine his race pace on this compound.
Yeah, he just overtook Clutter and now he's just almost there at Forge Flames back now. It's taking a bit of time, but
Yeah, of course, 2 new drivers in the league. Skyscap gaining a little bit of time on Oscar as they head through Blanchimont and then down in towards the bus stops. Chicane, with Button and Vettel came together in 2010. No such incident repeated here. Oscar taking a very aggressive line. Skyscap just biding his time. Skyscap realistically needs a win in this race tonight. Of course, Yasko will be up to net P3 as DRS is enabled. What on earth is going to happen here? It's a 4-way fight for the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix as we begin lap 7, as Oscar is now sitting duck. Big moment for Skyscap out of turn 1.
great stuff to see here. Of course, Marcel still keeping close there. Jasko keeping close, Skyscap keeping close. Skyscap has got a good exit there with the DRS.
Well, it's a brilliant overtake there from Skyscap, and Marcel's also gaining in a straight line as well. Small incident at Radion. Marcel holding it all the way around the outside. Small bit of contact made, but will hold on to get into second place before Oscar fights back again. But here comes Yasko, and it's a brilliant move that sees him go from 4th to 2nd in the space of just a few seconds. And now his main target is Skyscap, who is desperately hoping that he gets away.
Amazing stuff there. In the meantime, it's Forge Flames fighting Litwa, and so is Ryan fighting there. It's a 3-way battle
Big
there.
bit of contact made there, yeah. Ryan up the inside, small bit of contact made, a little bit of wheel bang there going on with Forge Flames. Look how quickly Ryan is carving his way through the field though. Ryan is on another level tonight.
Yeah.
He's like Lance Armstrong, except he's a Formula 1 driver.
He's just going insane. He's just
Well, it is
flying
Casey Kane Friday after all, and maybe the spirit of Casey Kane's possessed. Ryan Yasko gaining so much in a straight line on Skyscap. His pace this weekend has been absolutely red hot. So is Oscar's though, and so is Marcel's in a certain degree, but Marcel is losing a little bit of time to the back of that group. It may become a 3-way fight now as Ryan gets past Litwa, and Ryan might be able to stake his claim as a potential winner of this race. Here comes Yasko. We'll wait until the Kemmel Straight to get past. Will Skyscap play DRS chicken? And it looks like that psychological battle is now going to begin. Yasko leads the race. Will he let Skyscap back pass? No, he does not. So Skyscap will have the DRS. Yellow flag coming in towards the bus stop chicane for Charlie, but Skyscap will have DRS, and Skyscap will use the rear slot on his rear wing to go to the outside and to fly past Yasko Kirill before we get towards the chicane. Yasko relegated from first down to second, Oscar in third, Marcel falling back in fourth.
Yeah, Marcel's been looking to losing some pace. In the meantime, it's Forge Flames and Little who's been battling it out. Tokchine has also catched up to them. I didn't expect him to fight all the way from down there, but he looks to be fighty as well. But he's on the back of Little as well.
Well, I do love a good old psychological battle, and Yasko is certainly pressuring Skyscap into making a mistake. Looking up the inside into nearly every corner, trying to put him up. Marcel's now accumulated I believe an 8-second time penalty now, due to his earlier collision. Yeah, he's got 8 seconds now. Charlie's got 3 seconds, and so is Cludden, who's received a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Skyscap up 2 places in this race. Yasko is now where he started in second and is gaining in a straight line here. Will he have the big balls, as James Hunt said, in the 70s, to pull off an overtake around the outside into Blanchimont? Skyscap will cover that line, and Yasko will hold on, but Yasko should have DRS coming onto the front straight here. Will do indeed, and does back off, allowing him to get a decent run on Skyscap in towards turn 1. Will the psychological battle of DRS chicken be played again, Tim?
I think Skyscap might just go back to that habit again, yeah. Yeah,
Getting very close indeed.
Yeah, he just leaves the space open again. The risk is for Skyscap here is we've got 2 drivers right behind him as well who are looking to provide from his DRS checking game.
Imagine having triple DRS. That's the feeling Marcel's going to have here. But Skyscap will have overtake, and he will have DRS, and he's going to go to the inside this time, and he will fly back into the lead of the race. Oscar will not be able to get into second. Yasko's a sitting duck, but only goes back down to second again. Yellow flag because Charlie's race goes from bad to worse. He has spun coming out of the chicane there. His race has been absolutely abysmal. Lap 9 off 22. Ryan's got a 3-second time penalty, and that is very unfortunate. But look at the gap he's made on Forged Flames. It might not matter too much, as he's already into net P4, I believe, due to the accumulation of time penalties that Marcel has made up. Just 1/10 to gain for Ryan, he'll be into net P4. But look how close the front 4 are at the front of the field. Nikon's got a 3-second time penalty as well for multiple warnings. This track claiming a lot of victims. Charlie's now doing donuts in the middle of the track. He looks like he has given up tonight.
I don't know. Oh, it just lost it again. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't seem good for him.
No.
That's certain. But what the thing is, if right now we are almost heading towards the DRS detection point for the main straight, the pit straight. But if we'll see that DRS checking game from Skyscap again.
Well, he has allowed Yasko to get past, but Skyscap will go up the inside again. This time, Yasko will be in front before the corner, and now we're in very dangerous territory for Skyscap as well, because he needs a good exit here, because the moves are beginning riskier and riskier down the Kemmel Straight. He certainly needs to pull this off, and look at the exit Yasko has got. Maybe Skyscap under a serious amount of pressure now, as he's 5.5 tenths back. He needs to use DRS well here, and he needs to use his battery as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky Oscar just hasn't about been able to fully catch
Sorry
up
to
him.
interrupt him, but oh my word! Yasko! With a very dangerous move there in the straight there. I'm not sure if you saw Tim, but he sort of niggled his wheel a little bit towards the right-hand side, putting Skyscap off a little bit. But Skyscap has done the unthinkable, and Skyscap has gone from 5 tenths back to leading this race by 2 tenths.
Yeah,
Again.
I mean, yeah, Skyscap he's playing his DRS checking game perfectly fine, but the thing is, if Oscar gets close enough, he might be able to get the double DRS and just go fly past both, and then Skyscap's DRS checking game, he lost that then. Then it works against him.
Tim, quick question. Charlie's out of the race before it gets to that question. We have a safety car, okay.
Well,
I'm not sure I'm not sure what's happened there, but is
it.
that a deliberate retirement?
I don't know, I think he might have just put it into the wall accidentally. The place where he put it, you can
accidentally.
But the place where he put it into the wall is a place where you easily can go off when you have ball tires and that kind of stuff.
Fair enough.
If you have
Well, I was
damage.
going to say to you, Tim, I was going to say to you, Tim, where the hell's Riccardo Zonta when you need him? But we have a safety car, and now the main men surely have to pit. Skyscap peels into the boxes. Yasko peels into the boxes. Oscar peels into the boxes. So does Marcel, who will be held up. Ryan peels into the boxes. What about Forge Flames? He goes into the pits as well. Tuxnay as well. Litwa has a gap, so he won't be able to double stack with his teammate. But here goes Chevrolet off to work. Oscar will jump in. Marcel in that second box. Skyscap will resume the lead of this Grand Prix. Marcel in third position. Marcel dropping down the field. He is now in fifth place. Yeah, fifth place, yeah. Ryan has jumped him in fourth. Oscar up to third. Yasko in second. Safety car conditions. Virtual Burn Mylander has been called to duty once again as we enter the halfway stage of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I mean, curious to see who will be providing us. 3 drivers opt for the hard compound. 1 opts for the softs, weirdly, and the rest just goes for the mediums.
Certainly very interesting as well.
Vladen didn't pit, as Vladen pitted 2 laps earlier. It seems
taking a little bit of avoiding action from the safety car there. He had a little bit of a twitch of his wheel when he got very close to the rear of that Aston Martin. Of course, because of how indestructible the safety car is in the F1 games, that might have been very catastrophic for Skyscap had he make even the minimal amount of contact.
Yeah, that's certain.
But of course, one of the big benefactors from this restart is that Skyscap will have to defend now, because he won't have the benefit of DRS for another 3 laps. Yasko might well be able to turn the tables back on him as well. Skyscap takes avoiding action once again from the safety car. Ryan's left the session. Ryan's disconnected or has potentially left. He hasn't had connection issues so far tonight, so that's very worrying indeed for Ryan in his first next-gen race. Skyscap leads, Yasko second, Oscar in third. The restart getting very close. It might even be on this lap.
I've doubted. I mean, on most of the safety car, I think, just has to last in the game a minimum of 2 laps.
Fair enough, and it will stay out for another lap, yes. So we do have a little bit more time to relax and talk, though. It's been a dramatic first half of the race, though, hasn't it, Tim?
That's certain. I mean, 4-way battle for the win, so.
That's always fun.
And I think it might just turn into a 5-way battle if Ryan can come back.
And Ryan actually has a very good chance of winning this race should he reconnect. And he's back, and he's back. So we'll go around one more time, at least.
I doubt we'll go around 3 times due to...
Oh, Oscar, I think, made a little bit of contact there with Yasko, and my eyes might have deceived me slightly, but I did think Yasko had a very hesitant stop, a very abrupt stop, I should say, actually. And Sada might have gone into the back of him slightly. And yeah, Yasko's actually been very, very interesting on the brakes so far. Obviously, they're trying to warm the tyres and warm the brakes, but these sort of moves are extremely dangerous, aren't they, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, for sure they are.
So once we go racing, we'll have 10 laps to decide the winner, hopefully, of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It'll hopefully be 10 racing laps.
If Yasko can win here today, he will overtake Gertjan for the 2nd place in the most wins, as they are currently equal, both on 5 wins. If Yasko would win, he grabbed his 6th win and would only be 1 win away from the record currently set by Bottas with 7 wins.
But of course, I'm not sure he'll be too worried about the stats tonight, as it would be a massive win in the championship hunt. And
For
you really
sure.
think that Skyscap has to win tonight and hope that Yasko maybe falls to 3rd or 4th, otherwise
And Oscar
Skyscap
scores as
will
well.
be condemned to... Yeah, Oscar has to do well tonight as well, because Skyscap, obviously, with those 2 retirements in a row, obviously, in Austria. Not in Austria, sorry, in the Netherlands and... what was round 4 again?
Italy.
Italy, yeah. Italy and in Austria have obviously hampered his championship ambitions. He needs a win tonight, and even if he gained 6 or 7 points, it would be a massive 6 or 7 points. Of course, Yasko has the fastest lap.
Yeah, but if you take a look at the standing, of course, with the double DNF, it's Yasko leading against Oscar, but it's mostly those two, and then it's quite a big gap dropping down for Bottas, Nikon, and Nikon who are then close together. So there are
So I think the main
quite some big gaps for quite a big gap for Bottas to get there.
So I think the main question we have to ask as the safety car will be ready to peel into its box again is, how is your bottle? Skyscap in the Chevrolet, Yasko in the Ducati in second, Oscar in the Europol in third occupy the top three, Ryan's fourth in his first ever next gen race, Marcel fifth. It might well be a five-way fight for the victory here in Belgium, and Skyscap will control this restart, and he is waiting. He wants to draw this out as long as he possibly can. He holds all the cards, and he certainly needs an ace here. We will have 10 racing laps to decide the winner of the Belgian Grand Prix, and Skyscap will gun the throttle. We are underway again. 10 racing laps to decide the end of the Belgian Grand Prix. Skyscap leads with Yasko in second, Oscar in third. Gets very close. Well, Ryan trying to go around the outside of him. It's been a great restart for the young lad in his first next-gen race. Marcel falling down the field slightly, or falling back a little bit. He's remaining in fifth. Yasko 3/10 behind Skyscap as they head through Eau Rouge and then in towards Radion. Down the long back straight they come. Yasko gaining on Skyscap. Skyscap, Yasko, Oscar, Ryan, all using ERS. Oscar gaining on Yasko. Yasko gaining on Skyscap. In towards the chicane they come. Skyscap holds on to the lead. Yasko goes to the outside to try and get past. Oscar to the outside as well. Can't make the move. Ryan also very close to the rear of Oscar. He is, yeah.
He's been overtaken by Forged Flames, and Forged Flames is more than a second behind Ryan already.
Nikon, oh, Tokshne is around. Tokshne has crashed with Makan, and that is their race may be done and dusted now.
Horrendous race that is
free and a bit.
AFY Evian. AFY Evian 1 DNF, now one car in 11th with quite a bit behind. In the meantime, it's Ryan is all over the back of Oscar.
Well, Ryan is a relative unknown. He's really a paradox in this league at the moment. We don't know his pace, but after qualifying, and certainly after the first 13 or so laps of this race, his pace has been mesmerising. And here he is gaining on Oscar.
There he goes. He's up almost alongside there.
This will be a sensational move. Can he pull it off? Yes, he can. Small contact made. But Ryan goes into third place. Now Yasko gaining on Skyscap has a small look to the inside. Skyscap will have to hold on this time. No DRS to help him for another 2 laps. 9 to go at Spa-Francorchamps, lap 14 of 22, as Ryan sets the fastest lap.
Sensational. Of course, that amazing overtake just a couple of corners ago. Let's see what he can do.
And if Ryan won this race, Tim, we'd be on for 6 winners in 6 races.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And honestly, I think he's the only one who can stop someone from winning his second race this season.
Well, look how much Yasko's gaining, but Skyscap is depleting all of his ERS. Yasko forced to go the long way around. Skyscap holds on. Ryan waiting to pounce. 2/10 behind Yasko and gaining.
Yeah, Ryan is just waiting for a moment, an opportunity. I mean, he can do because Yasko is eager to make a move on Skyscap, so he'll be likely leave an accidental gap for Ryan to provide.
Forged Flames with a big time penalty there, 3 seconds. He is now on a penalty of 3 seconds along with Marcel and Nikon. Marcel served his stop-go penalty in the pits a few laps ago. That's why he's down in 6th position. He's only 2/10 behind Forged Flames though, so maybe he'll be able to do something in the latter stages of this race. Skyscap pulling away a little bit there from Yasko, who takes a very wide line through the corner before the second sector split. Ryan now 5/10 behind Yasko. DRS will be enabled at the start of the next lap, and Skyscap might well be able to play DRS chicken again.
Yeah,
look how much Yasko's gaining though. Goes to the outside. Skyscap will have to hold on. Tim, can he do it?
It seems like he'd just be able to, but I doubt he'll be able to hold on the Camel Straight unless he's gonna play DRS chicken again. And
There's a confirmation. DRS enabled.
And it
And
doesn't look...
Skyscap will play it, Skyscap will play it, but is Yasko cute to it this time? Yasko will go into the lead. He hasn't caught on yet, and Skyscap will have DRS, but Ryan is also gaining as well. He's going to have double DRS, and there is a very big threat. We might be going free wide down the Camel Straight. Yasko leads from Skyscap and Ryan, but the order might be about to change forever. Skyscap to the outside, Yasko in the middle. Ryan will go to the outside too, using DRS and Slipstream on Skyscap. Goes to the outside, Skyscap holds on as Yasko's down into third place. What a move from Ryan, what a move from Skyscap. Yellow flag there, because Oscar's around, and that's a big moment.
Oscar, oh, yeah, that's
Man.
him out of the win contention for sure.
Well, that is absolutely heartbreaking for him, and the pace that he showed getting pole position, that might well be his championship hope sinking further away with 3 races to go. Small moment for Ryan there, coming out of Puon, but you'd like to think, Tim, will Ryan be a little bit smarter than Yasko in terms of the DRS chicken game Bottas is playing?
I don't know, because you see, you saw Yasko was thinking about not making the move, and that caused Ryan to catch up that much and get the move done. So, you know, so Yasko was thinking about not playing the game and just staying behind, and Ryan thought he could provide from it, and he eventually did.
Simply sensational stuff. The 3 S's.
So it's not just DRS chicken, it's DRS chicken in 4D.
Yeah. This is like that one YouTuber championship episode. Who has the psychological advantage? We're about to find out. Will Ryan be cute to it? He looks like he is.
There goes Yasko.
Go the wide line up the inside goes Yasko. And now they're going slow. And now they're playing the psyche game. And Yasko will go past, which means Skyscup will have DRS. And we might well be going free wide again. But Ryan has the inside line into Radion. This might not end badly. Contact made. Ryan into the wall. And is remaining in this race. Here comes Skyscup though. Has a big gap to make up. And this race might well be Yasko's now.
ARDENNES, I don't know who's to blame for that moment with Ryan just a bit ago, but
Yeah.
Ryan is lucky to not crash out there.
I don't know how he hasn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now Skyscup needs to put in the work now, because Yasko now has the incentive to go on and win this race. And I don't think Oscar's just picked up a 3-second time penalty to add insult to injury to his race. But I don't think Yasko is thinking to himself a lap and a half ago that he'd be in first. I think he still thought he'd be in third or second.
Yeah.
But he played that so well. He played that so well, didn't he?
Yeah,
And now he holds the cards.
Yeah, you see, Ryan didn't want to play the DRS chicken game. So he stayed behind Skyscap, and Yasko was like, then I'll just dive around the inside if you don't mind. And he just...
Now Skyscap has to play the strategic game though, because I don't know, Tim. Will Yasko play the DRS chicken game, or will he try to get away? He does have the pace for it.
Yeah, that's quite interesting to see. I mean, I think Skyscap is too close to not play the game for him. Because we all know if Skyscap regains the lead, he will play that game for sure.
Well, he's very smart like that, but we head into the final 6 laps of this race. Goodness knows what's going to go down. Will Yasko be smart, or will he allow Skyscap to have DRS? Makan picks up a time penalty. Half the field have got at least some form of penalty to their name.
DRS.
Yeah. So will Skyscap fly past again? Will Yasko be smart about it? Will Yasko defend, or will he allow Skyscap to fight the place? He is using a little bit of overtake, but it won't be enough to keep Skyscap from getting into the lead. Goes to the inside as they head down the Camel Straight, and Skyscap resumes the lead of the race. It looks like it's a 2-way now for the victory in Belgium, with 5 and a bit laps to go. But will Skyscap be able to pull the pin now?
In the meantime, Ryan is finally past Marcel there, back into P3, so he's still got a 3-second gap to bridge until he's there. So he has to make that gap up quickly, and then get even a 3-second lead because of his penalty. So I doubt he'll be able to win this one, to be honest. I think we'll see a second win for either Skyscap or Yasko unless they come together.
Look at how much Ryan's gaining as well, though. Ryan, of course, has that penalty to his name, so Ryan would need a miracle in order to win this race, but he's been there for most of it. And if these two do hold each other up, Ryan might be able to get back into the contention for this win. But of course, the big question is, did he sustain damage after hitting the wall?
Yeah, I mean, if he's got damage, then the chance of him catching up is rather low. If he didn't, he has to catch quickly. We're of course already down to the last 5 laps, so
5 to go at Spa. Skyscap doesn't have the gap to play DRS chicken, and now this falls into Jasko's hands. But will Skyscap be the ultimate Diego Simeone and let him past? No, he won't. Skyscap thinks he can go it alone now.
let's see
And
whether
this is extremely risky.
let's see whether he'll be make it. I mean, Jasko tried it as well. Jasko failed. And seeing how close Jasko already is, I doubt Skyscap will be able to hang on there.
And he doesn't. He hasn't failed this time. Jasko Kirill gets back into the lead off the Belgian Grand Prix.
In the meantime,
Both
it's
drivers have
Marcel
boats on for a
flying
second wheel.
past Ryan there.
Well, both drivers fighting, of course, for a podium in the Chevrolet there. Marcel getting past into third position, looking to hold the fort down for Chevrolet, who will take the interim lead of the constructors' standings as it is at the moment. Guys got 2.5 tenths behind. Tim, we're into the latter stages of this race now. Will one move decide it? Or do you think it'll go to the final lap?
I think it might just go down to the final lap. Seeing they're just playing DRS, well, they tried playing DRS 8 now just over and over. Just the one has DRS overtakes, the other one has DRS overtakes. It's just whoever times it better.
Exactly, yeah, and I think whoever's going to be behind and has a decent gap on the Kemmel Straight in the last lap of the race will probably go on and win it. But anything could still happen. 28 kilometers of Spa still to come with 4 laps remaining. It will be a dash all the way to the checkered flag. Jasko leads, Skyscap in second, and now the cards are well and truly in Skyscap's corner again, because he will have DRS unless Jasko finally decides to play the Skyscap DRS chicken game. Nikon into 5th past Forge Flames. Forge Flames gets past him, but the battle well and truly at the front. Our focus well and truly on the front between 2 championship contenders who have warred and sparred in this race before. Skyscap will activate the DRS, and this time it looks like Jasko will not be able to hold him back. Skyscap to the inside will get the move done before the chicane. Ryan goes into 3rd. Skyscap resumes the lead of the race with 3 and a bit laps to go.
Yeah, interesting to see. Let me just calculate. Lap 19 it's Skyscap pass, then lap 20 it will be Jasko ahead, then in lap 21 it will be Skyscap there. If it stays like this, Jasko would win it.
Only hypotheticals though.
Hypothetically, Jasko would win it unless either one of them, and it would probably have to be Skyscap, does something special here.
Well, Skyscap potentially knows this as well, because on the laps that he has led the race, he has been able to pull out a little bit more of a gap, and Jasko may be starting to struggle. Of course, both drivers on the medium compound tyre, both drivers on both 8-lap-old tyres, along with most of the rest of the field, apart from Clud and Topchne and Makan.
Yeah,
But
and
now the question has to be asked though, Tim. Skyscap has to go for this, doesn't he? Because he can't afford to wait around and potentially lose this race due to his own doing.
yeah, it's too late now and too far into the race to still go and play DRS chicken. In the meantime, Ryan has been hauled up by Marcel quite a bit, as that gap is almost 4 seconds in the meantime.
Well, we know Skyscap's also listening to us as well, so maybe our talk is influencing his decisions. 6 attempts separate them. Skyscap will not let Jasko past to get DRS for himself. 3 laps to go at Spa. Jasko a little bit further behind than he would have liked to be. Will Skyscap be able to anticipate the move that's about to happen? Or will he be able to hold on? It doesn't look like it. Jasko gaining, activates DRS, comes down the Kemmel Straight, still gaining, leaves it late, but gets the move done.
Jasko there ahead, and it's also Ryan ahead now of Marcel. But in the meantime, Marcel has built the gap up to 4.5 seconds. It looks like Marcel has just defended insane, because he knows he's afraid Ryan will catch up to Skyscap and Jasko and potentially take the win out of Skyscap's hands. So I think Marcel is just playing
I do have to say.
Yeah, but I mean the gap was less than 3 seconds and he built it up to 4.5 seconds. That you don't lose that time normally. Only when you have to defend horribly hard away and try to slow someone down. That's the only reason why you lose 1.5 seconds in 2 laps time.
Well, when you have two drivers like this, or in this case at some stages of this race 4, you have to take into account what the driver's racing IQ is like. And Yasko and Skyscap have been absolutely sensational tonight. Skyscap has played the strategic game. Yasko riding sheer dumb luck due to how DRS works around this track. And this is what I love around races at Spa. How drivers are so creative when it comes to DRS. But now there are only 2 possible alternatives for Skyscap here. Go past this lap and potentially risk losing the race, or stay behind and potentially win it on the last lap. 2 to go at Spa.
Yeah, interesting to see what will he choose. As of course it's, I think Marcel, if he goes ahead of Ryan again, he'll just defend probably. Marcel will probably just play the team game and defend as hard as he can, especially when it comes to getting P3, but also he tried that before the last couple of laps, probably to save his teammate of a third
Skyscap gaining Tim, but not using DRS, and he will...
Yeah, it looks like he will just go for not making a move there.
Marcel making a brilliant move there on Ryan as he's relegated down from 3rd to 4th, but will obviously have a massive chance of getting back on the podium. Of course, all drivers from 3rd to 6th all have a great chance of finishing.
Well, Marcel even has his 5-second time penalty added to his 3-second time penalty that Ryan also has.
But he got that removed obviously when he pissed, so that's why he's not fighting for the win. He did get that removed, so anyone down from Nikon, it's very unlikely, but Nikon might be able to get into 3rd position, but he'd have to have a crazy last 2 laps. Skyscap 2.5 tenths behind Yasko. Oh my word, what a finish we're in for here.
That is certain.
What a hell of a race. And we are into the final few minutes of it. The last dying embers of lap 21 and the fresh flame of lap 22, ready to decide what has been an absolutely enthralling Belgian Grand Prix. Skyscap stays behind and will have DRS. The white flag about to be waved 7 kilometers of Spa to decide this race. It's Yasko versus Skyscap for the win. As the white flag is waved, we're on to the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Let's see what Skyscap can do. Will his game of staying behind work out or not?
Well, it'd certainly be the wise choice, and he looks like he has got a decent enough exit. Both drivers using a little bit of ERS. Skyscap will use his overtake button. Skyscap will also use his DRS, and he's gaining now on Yasko, and this is potentially for the race win, and he's so close, and he drags to the outside, and Skyscap will go alongside his championship rival, take the lead of the race, and is on for his 2nd race win of the season, and now only has to defend for around 5.5 more kilometers. Can he hold on?
That is the big question here, as Yasko will now of course try everything to get a position.
And Marcel on the wall, and Forge Flames up to 3rd.
Ryan has raced. I mean, I'm not sure what happened, but Ryan, when he is together with Chevrolets, they just keep clashing and taking each other almost out. I mean, first
you'd like to sense, Tim, though, that it will be one last chance for Yasko into the bus stop.
Yeah, I mean, he has to.
He does look too far behind,
though. No other choice. He's a bit far behind, yeah.
All
of a sudden, Nikon is just inches away from the podium as well. Forge Flames, of course, maybe a podium on debut, unless Nikon gets a move done.
Well, I did say he'd need a bit of luck, but we'll find out what happens there in a few moments' time. But it looks like Skyscap has done enough. An inch-perfect performance from the man that has had so little luck recently. An absolutely seismic performance in the World Championship battle. And racing IQ certainly to be proud of. Skyscap comes out of the bus stop chicane and will win the Belgian Grand Prix for his 2nd win of the season. Yasko finishes 2nd. Nikon up the inside of Forge Flames. Will be a drag to the line between them, but Nikon crashed at the line nearly. Nikon holds on to 3rd, Forge Flames in 4th. Marcel finishes 5th in the Chevrolet, but Litwell will get past to get the 10 points for Europol. Big points dropped for Marcel in 2nd in the Chevrolet.
Going wide there. Ryan going wide.
Yeah, and Oscar gets past, but Razout finishes 7th. But Tim, the cat and mouse game, ends with the Finn getting his 2nd win of the season. What a Grand Prix.
What a race. A brilliant drive from Skyscap. You can't say anything more than just give him the credit he deserves, because he played that brilliantly tactical.
Simply incredible. That is probably the race of the season, in my opinion, Tim. And I'm glad that I was there for it. That was, my heart's pounding in my chest. Tim, is your blood pressure high?
Yeah,
hope it is,
probably.
in terms of that race, yeah. If it weren't, I'd be a little bit worried, but here is your race order as the drivers celebrate on the podium. Finland celebrates its second win of the season because the prodigal son Skyscap has come home to win from third to first, and after 43 minutes, 33 seconds and 1/10 of a second, it's a second win of the season for Skyscap, who gets himself right back in the championship fight. It's a big 7 points gained on Jaska, who finishes second in the Ducati. Nikon from 13th to 3rd after connection issues in qualifying. A fantastic performance from him, who obviously won last time out in Zandvoort. Forge Flames in 4th in his first next-gen race. Litwa finishes in 5th, just in front of Marcel in the Chevrolet Razout. Oscar Ryan and Cludden round out the top 10. Makan Tokchne finished 11th and 12th, with Charlie and Super Supaida at the back of the field in 13th and 14th. But a simply sensational and stunning race at Spa, Tim. Rated out of 10.
Probably a solid 9. It was just exciting till the last part, even for B3 and other positions. There was battles all over the place. It all ended on the last lap there.
All ended on the last straight, 19 thousandths of a second separating Nikon and Forge Flames. I cannot spake, to quote Wayne Mardle. What a Grand Prix that was. We all know the Bottas was listening to us throughout the race. Maybe our advice paid off. Maybe Skyscup went it alone. But a dramatic race from start to finish. Skyscup with his second win of the season and right back in the championship fight. We'll have a few interviews before we sign off. We'll be back in a few moments' time. Knees trembling, heart beating, blood pressure rising. Simply an incredible race. And we're going to get a win. With Skyscup, we're going to talk to our race winner, who claimed his second Grand Prix victory of the season.
Yeah, certainly exciting. Maybe we can speak to the man himself.
The gauche, the greatest ever. And there he is. Valtteri, strategy, and Diego Simeone tactics. How did you do it?
Yeah, just park the bus to take a page out of Jose Mourinho's United handbook, and that's how you win a race.
Well, it's how you win a race at Spa anyway. After 2 DNFs in a row, it's obviously a massive win to come back and get yourself on the top step of the podium. The championship battle never really died, but is this the biggest step of the season so far for you?
Probably was better when I was leading the championship before the 2 DNFs, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously good to win again.
Well, there are 3 races left in the championship. Do you feel you have to get another win, or do you feel that second and third place might be enough should Jaska slip at some stage?
I think I need to win another race, considering before this race I was like 20 go behind and I only gained like what? It's 7 points.
7
So
points,
yeah. I mean that could be enough if I just win every single race and just go SP to win every race. That would be enough.
So it is Canada next weekend. What's going to happen there?
Probably chaos.
In a word, though, in what position will you finish?
Hopefully P1.
Okay, very ambitious, and then obviously it's Vegas and then Silverstone to round out the season. Obviously, 9 rounds instead of 8, and a little bit of a lifeline after winning tonight. So thank you very much for your company, Skyscap, Bottas, whatever you want to be called, and obviously massive congratulations on the win.
Yeah, danke.
Let's see who else we've
I
got.
think Nikon might be fun.
Yeah, I mean, he had an amazing comeback for sure.
Hello, is my mic
The
working?
best comeback,
Yes.
I have to say that was an incredible comeback, Nikon.
Oh, well, of course, my best of my online career, I guess.
That's actually not too bad to say. I mean, massive connection issues during qualifying started at the very rear of the grid. How did you manage to keep the head and to just make up all the positions?
Well, I got incredibly lucky with the second safety car. I was thinking about pitting for hards, the first safety car, but I decided to stay out because the softs weren't that worn out. So yeah, the second safety car saved me probably.
So obviously you've had a very good season so far, and it's a very important podium as well. The championship is probably a little bit too far of a step, I think you might say. But is there a slim chance you might be able to win it?
Depends on my performance, of course. I'm not looking forward to Canada and to Las Vegas, probably the 2 tracks that I don't like the most on the calendar. Well, in Silverstone I might do good, but I'm not confident in the last 3 races, so I don't think I have a chance, a shot at the championship, but I'm gonna try my best, of course.
Do you think T-Mobile have the ability to jump Ducati?
No. Ducati have an amazing lineup, and we will try, of course, but I really hope that Tizzle will be more present, let's say. Of course, Cluden is doing an amazing job, but looking just looking just at the results, Tizzle had a better stint at T-Mobile.
Well, gracias, Nikon, and thank you very much for joining us. Good night.
Night.
You
Re-
pick next, Tim.
Rezard, maybe?
I don't mind, yeah. Let's do that.
Let's see what he has to say.
Hello
Perhaps.
there.
Good evening, Razos.
Good evening.
So, qualifying in 12th, finishing in 7th, way behind Marcel in 6th position. Do you think it was a good damage limitation race for yourself?
I think it's a good recovery from bad qualifying. Also, crashing up the first lap alongside with my teammate and another guy next to me. I think it was McLaren. And I tried to avoid the collision, and turns out I broke my wing, so I had to pit and hope for safety car, which happened. And I took advantage of that. And keep racing hard. That's what I got. P7.
So as it stands, you're up to 16 points in the Drivers' Championship. Ultratech are way behind the back. But do you think a late season charge might be able to happen to maybe beat a bar for 7th?
Yeah, we'll try. I mean, I had to give out everything you got.
What about, let me see, what about Canada next week? Do you think you'll be able to challenge for top 5, top 3, maybe even win?
Well, if both teams don't have the main drivers driving, I'll come and do reserve. So yeah, we'll see what they
Well,
do.
thank you very much, Razos, and obviously, congratulations on the drive tonight.
Thank you very much.
You can leave, by the way. Yeah, there we go, yeah.
There we go. And then we have Clauden, who's still here, and that's everyone we can interview who's currently here. There he is.
Yeah, Cludden, I actually feel very sorry for what happened tonight. You had a fantastic qualifying, and then
the internet problems plagued you, and then great start, and then the internet problems plagued you again. Do you think you could have finished top 5?
No. I forgot to change my setup in the beginning when we restarted the lobby, so I was sliding everywhere.
Oh, okay, that's obviously very unfortunate for you. Looking towards next week in Canada, do you think you'll be able to build on the performance tonight?
No. Or I don't really know what to answer.
Well, I did ask your teammates whether you would be able to get past Ducati in the Constructors' Championship. Do you think you'll be able to do so?
Depends. I don't think with me racing, I don't think so. But if Tisser gets in some races, probably. Maybe.
Well, thank you very much, Ludden, and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Hell of a weekend, Tim.
Yeah, for sure. Quite exciting.
Final thoughts?
A lot of fun, great battles on track. I mean, some bit more dirty than others, but
Well, thank you very much for your esteemed contribution as always, Tim. It's always lovely having you in the commentary box with myself.
yeah, it was enjoyable once again.
Yeah, as it always is in this league. And with that, it's time to wrap up for tonight. But an absolutely amazing Belgian Grand Prix full of drama from the first lap. With 3 races to go, the championship battle well and truly alive. But Jasko is the ultimate winner, as he does lose the ground on Skyscap after he won his second race of the season. But he does still have a decent enough lead as we head into the final 3 races of the season. It's Canada, followed by Vegas, before the home of British motorsport at Silverstone rounds off the season. We are certainly in for a dramatic final few races of this season. Will it be Skyscap? Will it be Jasko? Will it be Oscar? Or will it maybe even be Nikon? Who knows? It's going to be a dramatic finish off to the season. We will see you hopefully same time, same place next weekend for the Canadian Grand Prix. From Tim and myself, thank you very much for watching tonight. And we hope you certainly enjoyed an incredible Belgian Grand Prix. We'll see you next week. Good night.